Join Regina and two very special guests as they prepare kid-friendly recipes like peanut butter roll-ups and a basic cheese sauce that'll even make zucchini look good to the youngsters in your household. Regina also visits a summer camp in North Carolina where future chefs are learning the tricks of the trade.
We have an extra special program today because we have two of my most favorite people on the whole planet with me, my nephew, Lucas, and my niece, Alex. And Lucas is 8 years old, Alex is 12 years old, and Alex is actually fairly experienced in the kitchen. She's been helping me bake for, how long have we been baking? 2 or 3 years, would you say?
3.
About 3 years, something like that. You started out as my decorator. First she started out with the sprinkles. Then she got to do the frosting. Now she actually makes the cakes. In fact, when I hurt my hand a while back, you did all of the stirring and baking, in fact, during the holiday season. So she's a seasoned pro in the kitchen. And Lucas is just now coming up to the point where he's interested in food, and he's interested in cooking, and he'll eat something green. Not a lot of things green, but he will eat a thing or two that's green. And that's what we're doing with this. Instead of the normal peanut butter and jelly sandwich that, you know, most kids like. You guys like peanut butter and jelly?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to add a few things to them because I know you like alfalfa sprouts. You've just gotten to where you like sprouts. And we're taking the peanut butter concept and a nice little roll-up on a tortilla, which kids also like, right? And we're going to start sprinkling all these green things and bananas and such on it. And I'll be curious to see what you think, because you haven't had these before, have you? No, I'm springing this stuff on them live. I want to see what you really think. And if you really hate it, tell me you like it anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead and let you two start this. I'm going to give you each a burrito, and what you want to do is smear some peanut butter on it first. And then after that, you add whatever you like, okay? I'm just going to stand back. This is the natural kind, so it's a little gooier than some of them you've probably used before. So. And the nice thing about it is you're actually getting a little bit of a salad in here. It's like a salad combination of a peanut butter sandwich and a salad roll-up. And a lot of times salads are hard to get down, kids. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen you guys eat a salad. Have I ever seen you eat a salad?
No.
No, not yet. And what about taco salad? Do you even eat the taco salads that I make? Have you ever eaten it?
I've never had yours.
No. Not even taco salad. So this is probably about as close as you're going to get to a salad, right?
I guess.
Okay, and you can go for it. You don't have to worry about spilling it. It's okay if it becomes a gooey mess here. Okay, just whenever you're ready.
I love peanut butter.
I do too.
Me too.
Okay, I have a question to ask you guys while you're finishing spreading the peanut butter. If you could have anything you wanted for breakfast, and if your mom, my sister, were not watching, no one could tell you what to do, what would you have for breakfast?
Well, maybe chocolate chip waffles.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. How about you, Luke? Anything at all?
No.
Anything? Nothing comes up? Okay, let's go ahead and start spreading some other stuff on there. And these are shredded apples. These are Granny Smiths, so they've got a little bit of tartness in them. Not overly sweet. Okay. Oh, you are conservative on the apples, guys. Don't like apples, huh?
I love apples.
Oh, put some more in. It'll make it moist and sweet and crunchy. So I would recommend, having done this a couple times, go ahead and just load it up with the apples. You're going to like them. I'm guessing you're going to like them. You can tell me if I'm wrong on that. Okay. And then Alex eats lettuce. Lucas actually eats lettuce. You do lettuce now too. Good. But Alex, you don't do sprouts yet, right? Okay. I can't wait to see how you guys like them. Now remember, you only want to do these on one side, just a row. This is one thing I forgot to tell you. Just do a little row of bananas here because you're going to roll these up like a little taquito, okay? Yeah, okay. And when you're done with your ingredients, you want to just roll it up.
From this side?
No, yeah. Just however it'll work, just scrunch those down in there. There you go. See, there's nothing particularly bad in here. It's stuff that kids will eat anyway. Might as well add a little bit of produce to it. Okay, you ready to roll yours up? So we have a special, here we have everybody's custom-made blend. We have bananas on Alex's, and we've got sprouts over here. You want to cut them in half with your butter knife there, and then you can take a bite and tell me what you really think. This isn't like school. You don't have to say, yes, teacher. Compared to, say, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It's good.
Yeah, there you go. So would you make these? I mean, if your mom said, I'm really tired, I'm feeling well, I've got a cold, could you make your own lunches? Would you make these for your lunch before you go to school?
Yeah.
Way cool. All right, we'll continue eating while we break this down. We're going to recipe number 2, another kid-friendly recipe, quesadillas. So we're going to keep these out because everybody likes tortillas, right? We're going to do a type of quesadilla, except Chris Cochran, you know Chris, has a different idea instead of just the plain quesadilla. And now, our next recipe here was going to be a quesadilla. And when I mentioned quesadilla off camera here a couple minutes ago, Chris said, why don't you do a cheese crisp? I asked him what a cheese crisp was, and he said, in the Southwest, what they do is they take the tortilla, and then they put cheese on it. You've made quesadillas before, haven't you? Yeah. That's pretty straight ahead. This is going to be pretty straight ahead, too. Just one of those kind of standbys again, you know, if you have to rustle up something really quickly by yourself out of the refrigerator. Mom's working late or something. He said, well, anyway, going back to the original story, Chris said you put the cheese on top of here, then you can put whatever you want. In this case, you both like black olives, right?
Well, I like black olives.
You're okay with them and you like them a lot, and we couldn't agree on anything else. We couldn't agree on any other vegetables, so we're using black olives. And then we're going to do this open face, but it requires a special treatment in terms of the baking process, which Chris will come in and take care of for us because I don't want to mess it up, right, Chris? Right. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and put some cheese on there, and you don't want to put it too thick for a cheese crisp, otherwise it turns all soggy, and Chris has warned me that we don't want soggy.
Like how?
I guess that's a little more than that, but Chris is over there going like this. I think he means all the way around to the edges. Is that what you mean, Chris? Is that what? More cheese. Okay, a little more cheese. I'll be curious to see how this turns out. It's supposed to be very crispy. That's the name, cheese crisp. It's okay. Chris just gave us the A-OK sign. Now you can sprinkle a few little olives around the top of it. Have you ever met a kid that doesn't like a quesadilla?
No.
Nor have I. Okay, and now comes the maestro. Let's get out of Chris's way. You could stay there, Lucas, if you like. And one thing I guess we're going to have to be aware of, ooh, this looks a little bit dangerous, is to make sure that the edges are right on the wires. Otherwise, it's going to droop down and the cheese will fall out and it'll be all over the bottom of the oven. Nice and bubbly. Ready to come out of the oven. You can see it's a little browned around the edges. You want to make sure it's brown, then you know it's turned into a crisp. Looks yummy. What do you think, kids? Looks pretty edible, doesn't it? You know what, though, as we were watching this and noticing how delicately Chris had to take it in and out of the oven, I think it would be best if you find a little pizza screen, something like that, something that has some kind of holes in the bottom, and then put it in on that. You don't want to do this with your fingers, do you? I don't think so either. I think we can just let it cool for a second and then break it apart. What we'll do is let it cool. How about we let it cool for just a minute or two, because we have another story to do. We're going to go back to the East Coast where we were last summer when we met with this wonderful group of kids who were in summer cooking camp. How many of you really like cooking and you're here because you want to be?
Cool. That's fine.
Look at all those hands. How nice about the dishes.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at this, and these are some pretty perfect and wonderful and creative looking tarts. How many of you think you might actually cook one day? Do you think any of you could end up sort of cooking as a professional one day?
Yeah.
Oh really? Okay.
I don't want to, but I could.
Oh, that's a good point. I just said could you, I didn't say would you. Well, now, how many of you would consider yourself more, say, bakers versus cooks, or cooks versus bakers? How many of you are better at cooking than baking? Eric here, okay. And so how many, then the rest of you are better at baking?
Yeah.
Do you all like baking?
Yeah.
So tell me some of the dishes you made during this week.
Fettuccine Alfredo. And we made this. We made shrimp lo mein.
You made what?
Shrimp lo mein. Beef and broccoli.
Okay.
Yes, this is
We made ravioli.
Ravioli. Yeah.
Raviolis?
We fresh picked the herbs.
We rolled the pasta out.
Yeah, and we rolled the pasta out. Because she's an herb garden outside. Yeah, and we
I noticed. And so you also go to the farmers markets, right?
Yeah.
So you have to pick out your own peaches and your own cherries. So do you all know how to pick out a good peach now?
There's taste testers.
Okay,
tasted
so what do you look for if they won't let you taste the peaches first?
Yes, and the smell.
The softness of it.
Because you don't want it to be too hard or too soft.
Boy, you taught them well.
Well, this is all I live. I mean, we rehearsed this, but no.
Okay.
have planned it any better.
So you also are teaching them how to really pick out the best ingredients and
Well, I
really
think
fresh,
that's so
local.
important, yeah, so that they can go and know somebody else isn't telling them that's okra that's ready to.
What about now eggs? Eggs is something that you're really particular about, making sure you get good farm fresh eggs.
Yes, we have chickens out back, so we have our own eggs here.
Do the different varieties of chickens lay different types of eggs?
That's the guinea egg. And the
Someone,
guinea is
Eric, are you going to get a duck
the
egg?
guinea is a gray, like small vulture. And then this is the chicken.
look at-
See, he got a duck egg. And these are chicken eggs.
So we already have it selected as to two of you who are going to be preparing your special omelets. And we have Kyoko and Eric. Okay, and it's not surprising that Eric is going to make bacony bacon omelets. And Kyoko is going to be making a Spanish omelet, is that right? You have potatoes and onions. Are you going to put any herbs? And olive oil, good, any herbs?
Can you say that again?
It cooks better if you put butter in the pan and it gives it more flavor.
Non-fussy presentation.
Oh, no, it's okay. So what are you guys doing now?
We're stirring the eggs up
Stirring the eggs, and why are you stirring the eggs up?
so that they don't get burned.
And so they cook it.
They cook, yeah.
Okay, let's do this one at a time. Okay. Tilt the pan a little bit more. Yeah, there you go, and flip the top over. There you go. That's good. Okay. Then put half of it down, and then use the pan to help flip the other part over. There you go.
Beautiful, both of you.
I started doing this because I really felt that there was a lot of traditions that weren't being passed along, that every family is very busy, and I wasn't so sure that everybody was busy in the kitchen. So I'm just very excited, and I feel honored that so many parents want their kids to learn to cook. And I'm just really excited to be in the kitchen with the kids because they have a great open mind and they want to try a lot of different things. So it's been a great opportunity for me. I'm the lucky one.
So there's some talent here, huh?
Oh, I definitely think so, and you can see it here on the table laid out before us. I like to give them the idea that they can be in charge of their own food. And, you know, they don't have to depend on mom and dad or an older brother or sister to help them out. And tomorrow we're going to come up with a menu, and they're going to take it home to their parents and share it with their parents.
These are beautiful. And do we get to take any home, or are these for your family? I want to take a close-up look at Eric's.
I don't think he's gonna
Eric is the first to say that he would probably not survive as a baker.
He got his heart
Well, we'd be honored, Eric. Oh yes, everybody, show your tarts. Bon appetit. These are beautiful. These are really good. I like the crunchiness. I like these better than a quesadilla. What about you guys? Yeah?
Yeah, they're good.
I think so. And you know, the nice thing too is if you want, you can use a whole wheat tortilla. You don't have to use a white tortilla. Other options too. Chris always puts a lot of jalapeno peppers on them, although I don't think you guys would go for that, would you? You're not up to hot yet? They're not up to hot yet. We're going to whisk this away. There's Jeannie. Jeannie has been around our feet begging for a little piece of this. Where is she? There she is. Yeah, you can go ahead. Oh gosh, she's on her second piece, I guess. Okay. Luke has been dying to feed Jeannie. Feeds her all the time. Now we're going to do something that some would say is a little sophisticated for a child, and I say that you're perfectly capable of doing it, and that is making a cream sauce from scratch. And you know what, Al? Once you can make this little sauce, you'll be able to make sauces for the rest of your life. This is the base of any cream sauce. We're starting with a plain white sauce, okay? Then we're going to add some cheese to it and a little bit of salsa if you like. Oh. Don't take it too far. We like that, Chris. Thank you for your contribution, your creative contribution. We're going to make a basic little cream sauce, and then we'll add some cheddar cheese to it. And then finally, if you like, do you ever eat nacho anything? Have you gotten that far where you have?
Well, I make nachos at home.
But do you ever use salsa?
No.
We'll see about adding the salsa at the end. We'll just make a good cheddar cheese sauce then, and we're going to end up putting it, when it's all done, comes together, we're going to put it on zucchini. Because you can handle a little zucchini, right?
Yeah.
Can you handle zucchini?
No.
Okay, he's dropped out of this race, but we'll get something for you in a little while. So Alex is going to be you're going to be our sauce maker here, and we'll back off in just a sec. We need to get a little pan and start heating up over here, and then I'm backing off and I'll tell you what to do from over here, right?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, we're getting all our ingredients together, and you want to pour 1.5 cups. Lucas, can you see? I can't see from here.
Yeah.
1.5 cups, you can tell her when. We're heating the pan at the same time.
Okay, stop now.
Okay, good. 1.5 cups of milk. Now, Alex, why don't you come over here and put the butter in? It should be heated. Hopefully it's not too hot. If it is, we'll just turn it down a tad, okay? We have 1/4 cup of butter. And then you can just stir that around, okay? And as soon as it's melted, we're going to sprinkle in the flour, and that becomes the roux, the little paste that's at the base of a white sauce, okay? Just go ahead and let it melt down just a tad more. You want it to be completely melted, but we don't want to burn the butter. That's the main thing. No burning the butter, no brown butter. Okay? Yeah. And the nice thing about this is it's a really simple sauce, but it's classic. It's called a bechamel sauce. And that's at the base of a lot of different sauces. A lot of different recipes for that matter.
Is there always a lot of butter in sauces?
Well, in this particular bechamel sauce, you have about 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup for an average size recipe. But that's a good question, and you can use oil. I've made vegan bechamel sauces before. You use well, we're using a nut milk today. You can use a soy or you can use regular milk, but you can use oil in the place. I don't think it has quite the flavor, but by the time you put the cheese in, it probably wouldn't matter much. Now go ahead and sprinkle the flour in, and as soon as you sprinkle it in, just lightly all over. In fact, I'll even start stirring while you're doing that. You want to make sure to start stirring the flour immediately because you don't want it to clump up. Okay, just keep putting it in. Very good. Excellent. There you go, and you can see it starting to thicken up a little bit now. Now you go ahead and just stir it quickly, all right? Let it all come to a bubble, and then I'll help you out by slowly pouring in the milk, okay? In fact, normally you'd add a little bit of salt at this time. We're going to add a pinch of salt. Okay, about 1/4 teaspoon, because the cheese has salt in it. Now I'll keep on stirring as I slowly add the milk, all right? Just keep going, whisk it around quickly. There you go, good girl. Just keep going, you'll see it starts thickening here in a minute. You wanna try doing the whole thing yourself? Here, gotta get this position that way. There you go. See it's thickening, just keep pouring very slowly. And that's voila, that's the basis of a white sauce. In a little bit we'll put some sharp cheddar cheese in there, and you can use that for just about any kind of vegetable. You can put it over noodles. You can surprise your mom and dad sometime. Although I don't expect you'll be doing it for a couple of years, but. And now you just need to stir it. Keep stirring it and let it heat until it starts bubbling, and it should make a nice creamy sauce. Not too thick, not too thin, okay? Just keep stirring. You don't want to stop stirring because then it'll stick to the bottom of the pan. That's the real secret, is you can't stop stirring a bechamel sauce. Have to keep going on it. And now the bechamel sauce is nice and thick and saucy, and you want to put a little at a time in, not the whole thing out. So just go like, I'll help you out. It's hard. You need a couple hands there. Okay? And it'll start melting down very quickly. In fact, we're at a point where we can almost turn the heat off underneath. And we have about, 2/3 cup of cheese here. Want it nice and cheesy. Okay? And we'll turn it off and just continue stirring it for a moment, and then we're going to ladle it over some steamed zucchini. Very simple, and it works over broccoli, it works over pretty much any vegetable. See what you think about this. And then if you like, I'll put a little bit of salsa in it and then try it on you guys, okay? No, not you, okay, with Al. See if she'll be a guinea pig. I think you got it, sweetie. There you go. See what it tastes like and see if it needs any salt, okay? You have a little spoon here. Very good, Alex.
Hot?
It's a really nice little cheesy sauce, and we're putting a little bit more salt in it. Okay? Now, if you like, you can put a little bit of that over a piece of the zucchini and try it, okay?
Is it, did you say it's hot?
It is hot. It's a little hot. The zucchini's not terribly hot. And try it that way and see what you think about sauce over zucchini, if it makes it any more palatable.
Good.
It is good? Mm-hmm. That's good. I know Alex, when she says good with her eyes wide open like that, that means it really is good. Otherwise she goes, good. Same with Lucas, so I guess that's okay, huh?
Yeah.
Now you know how to make classic bechamel sauce. That's the basis of French cuisine, my dear. Okay. And in a moment, we're going to be clearing all this off and going to our healthful libation, which is going to be a nutty and chocolatey and banana-y smoothie for breakfast. And now for today's healthful libation, a guaranteed kid pleaser: chocolate, bananas, and peanut butter. And you know what? I know your mom told you to be polite, right? And she said, even if you don't like it that much, just say it's really good, just because you don't want to hurt your aunt's feelings. But you know what? You don't have to be polite about it. I want to know if you like it, okay? So we're going to put this one together and see if kids really do like it. And I've never made this for them before, so they're not acting as my little shills, okay? We're starting out with some organic milk. We're lucky enough to find this in the store. Just low-fat milk. You can do non-fat or any kind of milk you like. And we put a little... Now, Lucas, I have a question to ask you. If you see what's in it, does that mean you're not going to drink this?
No.
Okay. Does that mean no, you're not going to drink it, or we're okay? I can go ahead and...
Okay.
Okay, all right. Because sometimes kids don't want to know that you have things like protein powder in it, right?
Right.
So, but you'll see, you're not even going to taste it. And because you guys are on the smallish side, particularly you, Squirt, you don't need to put a whole lot in there. For a breakfast smoothie for 2 kids, you should be able to get away with 1 scoop of protein powder, particularly this kind where you have 30 grams of protein in a scoop, and you also have protein in the milk as well. And then a little potassium here. Got some bananas. That's 1 whole banana. And then we're putting a little bit of chocolate powder in. Do you eat chocolate in drinks? We'll find out, okay? We won't worry about it right now. We have a couple spoons of chocolate in there. And yes, peanut butter. We're gonna put a big glob of peanut butter in, all right? How about a glob and a half? Because some of it's sticking to the spoon. We can do that because you're family, right?
Right.
Okay. And finally, I like to sweeten with maple syrup. It tastes better. And I know you like it because I've seen you eat waffles and things like that. Yeah, that should be about enough. And 3 or 4 ice cubes, and we'll put it in the blender. Do you have the lid over there, Alex? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see how this goes. All right. Start on low. You have an option. Should be done. Don't hear any more ice clinking around in there. And for you, Lucas, Regina, and for Alex. And you can see this is not terribly chocolatey. I like to use nice glasses in the morning. It makes me feel better. A little more for you. Okay. First of all, before you even take a little sip of that, I want to say thank you. You've been a wonderful help, and you're going to be a wonderful chefess one day. And same to you, Master Lucas. And now we can take a little sip of it. Until next time, santé.
Good.
That is good, isn't it? You're not faking it, are you?
I'm not faking it.
All right, we've got a winner here.
To find out more about Regina's Vegetarian Table, visit our PBS website at pbs.org.